So hello everyone, welcome back once again to our YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic which is called cyber attack. So today we'll be understanding about how to prevent cyber attack and how you can make yourself safe from these particular scenarios. So this video is specially created by a request of some random person from our YouTube audience. Targeted audience for this video are the people, those who are working into the government agencies, those who are working in any company or those who are working anywhere else and want to protect themselves from the cyber attack. So these are the targeted audience. Now let's get right into the video. So these are the couple of contents that we are going to cover today. So first we'll be having a small intro note. Okay, we'll be looking into what is cyber attack. Then we'll looking at of cyber attack, how it's work, and then we'll be looking into how to avoid cyber attack, and then we'll get into how to be safe. So just stick with this video till the last and you're going to learn a lot of things, I'm damn sure, and there are small surprises for you as well in between this video. Now before beginning, recently in 2021, as we all know, cybersecurity is very much important as ever, and with ever growing threat to business, having a robust security solution is absolute essential. So we have all heard of enterprises paying huge fines or even going out of business because of simple hack to their systems. There are simply far too many threats out there to ignore the risk, from ransomware to phishing. So it could cost you your livelihood. So basically, prevention is the key in this video, and we'll show you the 10 ways to prevent cyber attack and how to safeguard your business effectively. So at first, what is cyber attack? So basically, a cyber attack is something like exploitation of your system or your network. Cyber attack use malicious code to compromise your computers. Like cyber attack is not using the hackers; those who are doing cyber attack are basically using some sort of malicious code, malicious payload to compromise your system, logic or data, and leak or hold your data hostages. So cyber attack basically prevention is essential for every business and organization. So if you're running any website, if you're working somewhere else, if you're having any application, then sometime it may become a victim of cyber attack. Cyber attack simply means if your service is not accessible for someone else, if you're getting a lot of packet request on your system, if your services are getting outfitted, if your services are getting working in an unbehavior manner, then you can presume like you are under cyber attack. Like right now, UK and Russia is under cyber attack. They are getting a lot of packets, a lot of traffic from somewhere from the earth, and their system has started stop working. So this is the basic example of cyber attack. So yes, we have covered some couple of examples of common cyber attacks and types of data breaches. So data breach is maybe a new term for you. So data breach is something like if you are having a system, if you are running a website, and there are some sort of confidential information on your website. Suppose if hacker attacked on your website and they stolen the information and they just spread out of on the internet, then this can be called as a data breach. So these are some of the examples of couple of examples of cyber attack and data breaches. First thing is identity theft, fraud or extortion. Second is malware, phishing, spamming, spoofing, spyware, trojan and viruses. Actually, I'm not going to cover all these things. If you want, you can just comment it down and we'll try to bring a video on each and everything. So today our focus will be only on cyber attack and how we can prevent ourselves. So third point is stolen hardware such as laptop or mobile devices, DOS or DDoS attacks, breach of access, password sniffing, and much more. So these are the common examples of data breaches and cyber attack all over the places. So now let's get into how we can secure ourselves or organization from cyber attack. So as I told you, we'll be learning the 10 ways to prevent our divisions from the cyber attacks. So let's start with the first one. So first thing is very 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 much important, which is called train your stuff. So one of the most common ways cyber criminals get access to your data is throughout your employees. They'll send fraudulently emails impersonating someone in your organization and will either ask for personal details or for access to certain files. And after that or later on, links often seems legitimate. Like if you're getting a phishing mail, then most of the time you feel like links that you're getting on your mail is sometime a little bit similar to the legitimate mail. And if you are untrained staff, if you're not having idea about the phishing campaigns, then most probably you will think like this is a legitimate and it's easy to fall into the trap. So this is why employee awareness is vital. So one of the most effective ways to protect against cyber attack and all type of data breaches is to train your employees on cyber attack prevention information, inform them of current cyber attacks, because every day a new cyber attack, a new campaign is coming out. So always make your staff trained on that particular thing, and just tell them about what are the right now what are the updated scams going on into the market. So these are the couple of things that you need to keep in your mind. First thing is check link before clicking them. So like in most of the scenario, if we talk about let's say Flipkart. Okay, let's say if you're talking about Flipkart. So Flipkart is basically like flipkrt.com. Okay, this is the basic how Flipkart basically pronounced. But if you're sometime if you'll get a unlegitimate mail, then this might be look similar, but might be not a same website. So like let me show you a small phishing website link. Okay, so this is the second address that I shown you is a phishing. Like this is not a original website link. This is the original website link, and this is not original website link. But you think of like, sir, both are same. Why you are saying this thing? Because like this is called flipkart.com. Okay, and this is F capital I small I P K R T.com. So both are seems legitimate, both are seems similar, like there is no difference, nothing is there. But in second case, this is the capital I. Okay, this is the capital I, this is not L. Okay, so always just check the link before clicking. If you click, then before putting anything, just cross check the things. You can also write a mail to us, we'll try to help out to finding is that a specific mail is legitimate or it's wrong. There is no charges for that. So another thing that you can do is check email address from the received email, as I told you, this one. Third, you can use common sense before sending a sensitive information. If a request seems odd, it's better to check via phone call with person in question before actioning the request. Suppose if you're getting a request for the payment, like if you're working in some let's say nuclear facilities, if you're working in some thermal facilities or government agencies, then you may get a lot of mails regarding some phishing campaigns. So here, if you need to share any confidential information, if you need to share any transactions detail, any details that you want to share, if it seems to be confidential, then you should always just come up with a call with the same person with whom you are sharing. Just have a call, just confirm with them either physically or either with a call. And you need to like before any confidential stuffs work, you need to cross check it twice or thrice if you can. This is the best advice that I can. So also, if you want a free cybersecurity awareness at your organization, then you can also invite us with a cup of coffee only. Yeah, we are not charging for cybersecurity awareness program. You can invite us with a cup of coffee only. Now, the next thing is keep your software and system updated. Why I'm calling this? Because often cyber attacks happens because your systems or software aren't fully up to date and leaving weakness. And later on, the bad hackers exploit these weaknesses to gain access to your network. And once they are into your network, it's often too late to take preventive access. So to counter this, it's smart to invest in a patch management system that will manage all software and system update. Keep your systems resilient and up to date always. So why this is important? Like most of the people's, like let's say someone is into UP or someone is into Maharashtra, some in any state. Okay, someone is anywhere. Then they think of if they are using Xiaomi, if they like this is Chinese thing, we can't trust on this kind of stuff. Let's say if someone using microphone or iPhone, then a lot of time you may get a lot of updates, security updates in your settings. You can check into about phone, and a lot of times you'll get a security update. Then most of you think why I need to update, because it will just take out 1.5 GB of my internet, 2 GB. Oh, I don't think I need to invest my data on this. But buddy, you are wrong at that time. That is legit investment on your phone, on your privacy system. Because like if any company, if any website, if any application, if any operating system coming with a update, software system update, then basically it means there are some sort of flaw, there are some sort of vulnerability, there are some sort of bugs which has been fixed in the upcoming update. So you always need to update your system, because update only comes if your system is having a flaw. Okay, if you're not going to update, then sometime hackers might use that particular vulnerability to exploit your system. So this is very important to update your system always. Now the next thing is ensure endpoint protection. So basically endpoint protection protects network that are remotely breached to devices, mobile devices, laptop and tablets that are connected to corporate network and access part to the security threat. So these paths need to protected with a specific endpoint protection software. So there's a lot of endpoint protection software. Basically, what does it do? If you are working, if you're using any phone, if you are connected with your corporate network, okay, then endpoint is something like the middleware thing. Okay, like if you're working in corporate, your phone is let's say connected with some remote protocols for some specific work, or let's say some for in-house VPNs. Okay, so always you need to ensure your endpoint protection. If your corporate is not providing, if your company is not providing, then you need to come up with some uh, additional endpoint protection software. So this will be protect your network, this will protect your system, this will protect your corporate. If you're not going to focus on this thing, basically hackers will take benefit of it and you will get emails from the organization as well. Now next thing is आग वाली दीवार. This is not आग वाली दीवार, this is called firewall. So always install a firewall. So there are basically many different type of sophisticated data breach, and new ones surface every day and even may come back. So putting your network behind a firewall is one of the most effective ways to defend yourself from any cyber attack. Basically, a firewall system will block any brute force attack made on your network or system before it can do any damage. Let's say if you're having a home, this is your home. Like first you're having a great home with you, but I'm just considering this one as your home. And let's say you ordered no you ordered, you just invited someone. Okay, you invited someone in some of your program. If your home, just your parents organize some sort of function at your home, and you invited 7 people. Okay, let's say 200 people you invited for the function. So basically always you want like a person should be legitimate, no external person should enter at your home. Because if you're working, if you're suppose if the program is in any government agencies, okay, then you never want any person should enter at your home who is related to some terrorist organization and who is related to some unethical groups. You always want to enter the audience whom you invited. So basically what you will do, you will just kept up a guard, a two guard, you can use 2 or 3 guard. And if you want a specific thing that should be delivered at your home, let's say if you want apple, then what you can do, suppose if you want apple whose diameter should be 2 inch. Okay, diameter of apple should be 2 inch. So what you can do, uh, you'll basically just create a hole at your home whose diameter will be 2.1 inch, so that the specific thing will enter into the specific hole. No triangular things can get from the same hole. No triangle stuffs can get from the same hole. Okay, so this is actual what firewall do. Firewall basically creates some sort of rules. Okay, it creates an inbound rule, outbound rule, from where you will allow some sort of a specific things that should only enter at your home. Okay, so this is the thing what firewalls do. They will just block the malicious stuffs from that are trying to access your network, that are trying to access your devices. And this is basically very much important if you're using any devices, if you're using any corporate network, you're working on server farms, anywhere. Firewall is very much important. And later on, if you're having great set of investment with you, and if you're working in a company as a security analyst, then you may come up with the IDS and IPS as well, which is called intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system. This is the additional thing that can enhance security of your network. IDS is basically if your network is getting some sort of threat, someone is attacking, and some malicious party is crawling into your network, then IDS just give you a alarm like someone is traveling into your network. And IPS, which is called intrusion prevention system, this will work same as IDS. Like someone if enter into your system, then it will give you alarm as well. It will try to patch out the thing. It will try to just fight with them and just make it out from your network. So this is the difference between IDS and IPS. You can use in your corporate network if you want, if you work in the government agencies. And there's a lot of companies who are providing great things. Now next thing is backup your data. So in the event of disaster, often a cyber attack, you must have your data backup to avoid serious downtime, loss of data, and serious financial loss. So let's consider example. There was an attack on Pakistan. Okay, there was a lot of cyber attack on Pakistan in last couple of years. So what does hackers do? Hackers just hack into a website. They just downloaded all the information, and they just deleted all the stuffs permanently from server. So in that situation, they are not able to take the back. They are not able to retrieve the data, and that was very much essential data. So like for sure, sometime you will get affected from the cyber attack, I can guarantee. But before getting a victim of any cyber attack, you can just back up your stuffs. You can create some additional SSD store. If you're having some confidential things hosted on a website, then you should always take a backup. Even you can create some sort of software which will just sync all the data to your system, and later on it will just isolate your uh, hardware or whatever devices you are having for the storage. Now next thing is control access to your system. So believe it or not, one of the attacks that you can receive on your system can be physical, and having control over who can access your network is really important. So basically, if you're working in a company, someone can simply walk into your office or enterprises and plug in a USB key, which can contain infectious files into one of your computer and allowing them access to your entire network or infect it. So it's essential to control who has the access of your computer. Having a parameter security system installed is very good way to stop cybercrime. So like USB rubber ducky, there's a lot of example. Okay, there's a lot of USB key loggers. If you're using some systems, if you're working in a company, you are having some confidential information. So sometimes some sort of hackers will come to your office. They will just plug some sort of USB to your computer. The USB will start working, executing some sort of codes, and your data will started uploaded onto the systems. So there's a lot of things that a hackers can do by a simple USB, by sticking USB into your system. So always make sure who are having access of your system. Never share your system password with anyone. Okay, always try to install some sort of software which will always create some sort of system logs, so that if someone wants to enter into your system, you'll be having some sort of logs like what they have copied, what are things they have compromised. So this is the thing. And also in the social engineering perspective view, if you're working in any company, if you're leaving your office, then make sure to turn off your system, and also make sure to lock up your uh, room, your office as well, so that no one will get into it and access your devices. Now next thing is Wi-Fi security. So Wi-Fi security is not about you will sleep here and there. This is all about securing your Wi-Fi. So nowadays, who doesn't have a Wi-Fi enabled devices in 2022? And that's exactly the danger. So any devices can get infected connecting to a network. If infected devices ever connected to your business network, your entire system is at serious risk. So securing your Wi-Fi network and hiding them is one of the safest thing you can do for your system. With developing more and more every day, there's thousands of devices that can connect to your network and compromise you. So actually, as we all know, I am working as a cybercrime investigator as well. So most of the time we get some sort of cases where they are just saying us, sir, our device, someone is just accessing my device. Okay, someone is just dropping a message on WhatsApp like you're having this thing on your devices and I'll just spread with someone else. So how this happening? Okay, some of my personal images is getting uploaded on the social media profiles. So how this thing is happening? Even the family member that I am having at my home, their images are also getting leaked, the information is getting uploaded onto the internet. So how it's working? So at conclusion, we come up with a point like your network has been compromised. Okay, and some hackers just take benefit of your encryption, network encryption. They just break into your encryption, they just hack into your network, and they just started spreading malware, the specific malware that they have, and boom, your network is compromised, and whatever activity you will do onto your devices, those who are connected with your network, they will take they will just do a surveillance and can do whatever they want onto their system. So this is very much important. Always use the Wi-Fi devices or router, those who are from very much reputed company. Like Cisco is the most recommended. This is not a promotional video, but Cisco is really providing a great deal, a great security. TP-Link is there. There's a lot more companies, but don't come up with some sort of jali routers from Nehru places and some chor bazaar type of areas. Okay, that will not going to secure website, so secure your network. So come up with a, like, it may cost you a little bit more if Wi-Fi devices, but just come up with some legitimate company and some companies those who are having great records in the security field. So this is the most recommended part. Another one is employee personal account. So employee personal account, what does it mean? So every employee need their own login for every application and program. So several users connecting under the same credential can put your business at risk. So having a separate login for your for each staff members will help you to reduce the number of attacks which will be going to form. So users only log in once each day and will only use their own set of logins. So greater security isn't the only benefit. You will also get improved usability. So as I told you, don't use the same password on each and every platform. I'll just give you example what kind of platform you what kind of password you should have. So your password should include, let me zoom it out. So your password should include a small word, your part a capital word. Your password should include a small word. Your password should include a special character. Your password should include numbers. So this should be the composition of your password, and always make sure your password should be 10 lines longer. Let's say this is a password that might be I'm using. So let's say this one. Okay. So this kind of password you can use. Actually, this is not my password. Just giving you example. Like you should use the small characters as here you can see. You should use capital characters as here you can see. You can just create some sort of logic into your mind. Let's say um, your nickname is let's say Ram. So what you can do, you can come up with how many, after how many numbers r comes. Let's say it comes under after 15. Okay, so you can consider 15. You can, like, this kind of, by using this kind of thing, you can create an algorithm into your mind. Don't write your password anywhere, and you can just create a password that should be 10 digit longer, and it should include a special character, it should include capital letters, it should include small letters, and it should include some sort of numbers as well. And this will be the best practice for your password protection. Now next thing is access management. So one of the risk as a business owner and having employees is them installing software on business owned devices that could be compromise your system. So having managed admin rights and blocking your staff's installing or even accessing certain data on your network is beneficial to your security, and at all it's your business protected. So nowadays, I guess from last couple of years, I guess from 2020, a lot of companies is much more aware into the field of employees information. Okay, so like some of my friend is working in some of the companies in Mohali. Okay, so basically their company provided them some sort of laptops, which may be in the Asus stuff, HP, and some sort of random companies. So they are having some sort of laptops with them, and after a few months they just restricted their accesses. Okay, so right now they are not able to use any specific software. Let's say they are not able to record their screen, they are not able to play any games, they are not able to use some external software, and they are only able to use some sort of compiler. They are able to use some sort of decryptors, text editor, so their systems are restricted. So this is the best practice, like the things that are only required for your employee should be included onto their devices if you are providing. Okay, so that it will be best practice for your information that you can secure from the internet. Now the last thing is password, which is all time important, all time favorite. So having the same password setup for everything can be very much dangerous. Once a hacker figure out your password, they now have access to everything in your system and any application you use. So having different password setup for every application you use is a real benefit to your security, and changing them often will maintain a high level of protection against external and internal threat. So as I told you, what should be the password composition, and apart from this you can use two-factor authentication, which is the another level of security which will protect your website. If you're using Facebook, let's say your password is @ capital A W small w PQ 12568. So this is your password. So in setting in privacy, you can get in that particular area, there is an option called two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication means after entering up your password, they will send a OTP to your phone, and you need to enter that particular OTP in your login section. Then only you'll be able to access your Facebook account. So these are things. Right now there are three factors authentication also coming. Like we are having some sort of private website where we have implemented three-factor authentication or four-factor authentication. In the first stage, they need to pass on the security questions that we are having. Second phase, they need to enter the username and password. In third phase, they need to confirm like robot steps. In fourth phase, they need to confirm their identity with the company employees, like they need to call them, or they need to message them, drop a mail to them, like I'm trying to log in, and this is my credential, or this is the question that I need to fill up, and please approve my account. So on this kind of thing we are working four to three to four factor authentication kind of stuffs. So this kind of thing you can also implement on your company, which will be far much better than a simple password.